Good morning, everybody. At least this morning, right this minute that I'm recording this. Welcome back. And welcome to anybody that's watching me for the first time. Appreciate it. Have had some channel growth this week. I like it. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed this week and been watching my videos. Appreciate that. So, I am headed to the feed store this morning. And by the way, it's Saturday, March the 6th, 2021. Whew, what a year it's been so far. It's going to be a nice day here today. 2 weeks ago, it was crazy, freezing cold. And today is going to be up in the 60s. Gotta love Missouri weather. And this being March, who knows what we'll have next week. But today and tomorrow is supposed to be pretty nice, so I'm going to try to get some stuff done. I usually go for feed on Friday, but my real job decided I needed to work on Friday, so, and then, go in at 4 o'clock in the morning. After 10 hours, I'm wiped out. I'm old, fat, and out of shape. So I didn't make it to the feed store yesterday, so we got to go this morning, and I'm on my way. Oh, as usual, there's some stuff on my mind. I read this week that, I guess I can say his name because he's a celebrity. I don't know. Maybe I'll get banned from YouTube. I don't know. Not really caring too much because people need to know about this. I mean, and understand where our world's going. It's crazy and getting crazier. If you followed me from the start, I've talked about lab-grown meat, and just don't. Okay, so I don't know how much y'all have heard. Like I said, at risk of repeating myself, on the way to the feed store, and I don't know, this thing shut off, but I've got stuff on my mind. And one of the things, I was saying was, before I realized my phone wasn't recording. But anyway, if you followed me from the start, I've talked about lab-grown meat. And, that's unnerving to me. It doesn't seem right. Basically what that is they grow meat in a laboratory, and they think it's the way to solve our food crisis, which there's no reason for this world to have a food crisis. I mean, as I drive through the countryside, I see all kinds of land that's empty and not being used for anything. Some of it here in the state of Missouri, where I live, the Missouri Department of Conservation pays them to not do anything with it. Now, I can't say whether, and they do it for wildlife resources, but you still can't get on that property and hunt. It's just there and not being used for anything. Which, if we've got and I'm starting to believe there might be a food crisis, but anyway, I gotta get focused here. There's no reason for us to have a food crisis. I honestly believe that if we manage our resources correctly, then the United States of America could feed the world, literally. And that doesn't, that's not taking into account all these other countries that could be growing stuff as well. United States is a pretty unique place, I believe, in our geography and the variety of climates that we have. But anyway, that's something that I'm not wanting to talk about today. But here's what's on my mind: the lab-grown meat. And the lab-grown meat, if you're growing, pork or beef or chicken or whatever, that's one thing, and I'm not a fan of that idea either. It just takes people off the land, and it just doesn't seem right. I mean, if you get into and research, excuse me, just a little bit about modern farming practices compared to the old, and like I've talked about before on the difference between the meat you go buy at the store and the meat you can go down and buy from your local small farmer. There's a big difference in taste and quality and the look and just everything about it. There's a difference. And I personally, of course, I was raised on homegrown meat, if you will, but the meat that your small farmer raises out on pasture, whether it be pigs or chickens or cows or whatever, it tastes better. So I can't see how lab-grown meat's going to compare to an animal that was raised out and got lots of fresh air and sunshine and foraged for its food, for some of its food, not all of it, but some of it. It just can't compare. I don't see how. But then again, most people don't know that. They've not had the different. And if you haven't, search it out. There's farmers markets all over the place. There's more and more small-time farmers popping up everywhere. And search them out, find them. They're your neighbors, your friends, They're people that are closer to you than, say, the people that own Smithfield Foods, who is the country of China. But anyway, so now, and I've touched on this next thing a little bit. I listen to podcasts because, I have 45 minute to an hour drive one way to work every day. So I get about 2 hours a day driving time where I can listen to stuff. And so I was listening to this podcast, Science Versus, and they talked about lab-grown meat, and they're kind of on board with it, and they admitted that it doesn't taste the same. But anyway, and at the very end of it, they talk about what they called celebrity cubes. Take a second to think about that. That's why that pause there, celebrity cubes. And what they want to do, or may be doing, I don't know, is they get DNA from a celebrity and they grow. I don't want to know the process. You can go look it up. It's out there. Science Versus probably has a lot of links and list a lot of sources. But anyway, I don't want to know. So, but anyway, they get this DNA from celebrities, and I don't know who is participating. I don't. I just know that if I was a celebrity and they approached me with this, my response would probably be, "Are you effing kidding me?" Only I wouldn't say effing. I'm just trying to keep it clean here because kids do watch this channel. And by the way, sorry Wayne if you got to explain that to William. Of course, he's probably not going to like this video anyway. He probably got bored and wandered off by now anyway. So, anyway. Alright, I got that squirrel and ran off. So, they take this DNA and they grow a piece of meat from it that at some point they want to market. So you can go, I'm assuming, online, if it's even at this point. I don't know where it's at. I need to do some more research on it. And you can go order a hunk of your favorite celebrity to eat. And that just kind of turns my stomach. I don't know about everybody else, but like I said, this isn't some crazy conspiracy theory I've thought up, because, you know, I'm not very good at thinking them up. I like to read them, and some of them are funny, some of them are scary, you know. But anyway, this is a fact. You can go look it up. Science Versus will probably have all the connections to it. Now we're getting to the scary part. I saw a story. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say the source because I'm not sure if I'm right on the source. I would need to go look that up. But I'm thinking it is a very large, nationally distributed newspaper. And we'll leave that at that for now. Or maybe it was a large television network. I saw it on Facebook, and I did look, and it was a legitimate story from whoever it was. It was from whoever, I don't remember. So, what it is Bill Gates. Yep, that Bill Gates, Mr. Microsoft. Anyway, he is basically saying that the solution to our world food shortage problem might be lab-grown human flesh. Yes, I said lab-grown human flesh. And, you know, I can't quote the whole story, but basically, he's like, yeah, you'll get used to the difference in the taste. And, you know, no, I don't want to get used to it. I don't even want to taste it. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it at all. I will try to look it up and find it this evening once everything gets slowed down for me, maybe, if I can remember. But man, just that makes one wonder. You know, it's been reported by several different sources that Bill Gates is buying up crazy amounts of farmland across the country, whether it be, you know, ranches or farms or whatever. And it really, what's he doing with all that land? Okay, is he, you know, and this is a question I don't know, but it's just a question that pops into my head. Is he going to use his control of all that farmland? And I think that number is about 130,000 acres. Is he going to use the control of that land to create a shortage, to create a demand for food? And then he comes in with this, let's call it Soylent Green. I mean, I can't remember what movie that's from, but Rhonda and I were talking about it this morning. But anyway, he comes in with this miraculous meat replacement that can be made in a lab. And then we find out it's people. I don't know about y'all, but I really don't want to eat people. I don't look at a person and think, well, that'd go pretty good with some fried taters and gravy. Yeah, no, not me. So, anyway, that's on my mind today. Leave me some comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe. It's a crazy world we're living in right now. So, I just don't know. Leave me some comments. Tell me what y'all think. I like reading the comments. So, I thought the growing of the other type of meat in a lab was bad. And like I said, I'm on a 2-lane state highway right now and driving along, and on one side of me right now there's some cropland. The other side there's pasture. And I'm looking out there and I don't see much in that pasture, if anything. Well, that's land that's not being utilized. Now, knowing where I'm at, they do utilize it for cows, and a few. There's some out there, but I think that it could be better utilized. But then again, I'm not really a farmer. At least most people probably wouldn't consider me that, and I don't consider myself that right now. I'm just dabbling. Maybe someday I'll figure I'm a pig farmer, but not right now. But I follow people like Joel Salatin and Greg Judy, and their practices make sense. And they show you the before, the during, the after, and and the way they do things just makes more sense to me. You got 20 acres, you got 50, 60 acres. To say 20 acres ain't much. Well, 50 or 60 isn't much either, but and they run 10, 15 head. But then again, most people, because of the corporate farming, most people can't afford to just be a farmer and live off their land. They got to have a day job and to make ends meet. And most of them are just, they're kind of like me. They don't want to live in town. It's not enjoyable for them. And they want to live out in the country, and but if you got a full-time job, it's hard to do what Greg Judy and Joel Salatin do. And I understand that. But at the same time, if more people would search out local farmers and sustainable growers. Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense, did it? The people that grow sustainably, that makes better sense. Yes, it costs a little bit more. It does. It really does. Because there's more work put into it. It just is. There's a farmer that we sometimes buy produce from, buy vegetables, that is at the Lamar Farmers Market. And as far as I know, it's just him and his wife and kids. I think they got some grown kids that help out, but they do all the work. They don't they don't have a bunch of fancy equipment to do it, and So it costs a little bit more, but it's a lot closer to you. They can wait until it's ripe to pick it for you, to pick it to sell, not necessarily for you, but you know, if you search these people out, they would be picking it for you. But anyway, I'm about into Lamar, so to wind this up. Today's adventures is probably going to be 2 parts since I took so long with this particular one. And get back home. We're going to move some pigs today. Well, move all the pigs. There's only 7. And think about getting ready to separate them. We need to get our 2 barrels separated out and you know, put the feed to them. They've got a date at the processor in a little over 2 months. So I want to fatten them up a little more. So anyway, I'm going to wind this up. I'm right here at Lamar, and I don't want to be trying to talk to you all and navigate traffic. So, hope everybody's having a good day. And let's look out for each other, help each other when we can. And pray. We need lots of prayers. This world is getting crazier by the day. So, we'll catch you later.